I've missed you. I've been thinking about you, which really means I have been thinking about my process and like, what am I gonna say to you guys? And then always the best answer is the truth, right? So I have been still in between the step one of ecstatic manifestation, clearing the space, and step two, which is true desire. And I sat down to journal the other day, just like I told you I would. And one of my favorite fun ways to conjure desire and imagination is to use, I meant to have them at hand, Carolyn Miss's archetype cards. And so I went through the cards, I pulled a card, nah, pulled another card, nah, then I just started like flipping through them. And the idea was to get me out of my own normal headspace and ask myself a question like, so one of the cards, one of the archetypes is mentor. So the archetype of the mentor. So for example, I could say, if I were a mentor, I would, or as a mentor, I would, just to give me a perception shift, a perspective shift. And I love doing that, but on this particular day, it was not working. And I even went through card by card and just didn't, none of them were calling to me. This was not the practice for the day. And then I just suddenly realized, like, I want lightness. Like, that's what I want. Like, that exercise just felt a little heavy in the moment. And I was like, I want lightness. Like, I want lightness in my body and lightness in my life and lightness in just, easeful things. And things can kind of float a little bit. And so that was cool for the next day or so. And then I kind of landed back in the place that I've been, which is like, a little confusion. Like, what do I want? What am I doing here? I know I'm not feeling the stagnant survivor version of not this. I'm not feeling desperate. Um, but I am still like, I feel like I'm in a wobble. I feel like I'm in the space in between. And the space in between can feel very like, what's going on here? Then I was talking to a friend yesterday, and I mean, the thing I love about creation, manifestation, whatever you want to call it, is that like I'm giving you steps and they are linear, kind of. It's a one, two, three, four, five. But the magic is all the things that happen as a result of going through those steps. So it's not just okay, I'm going to buckle down and get through one to five. Like each step that you do opens things up around you so they are vital and pulsing and multidimensional. And, now new ideas are coming through and, new things are opening that weren't open before and all that kind of stuff. Like that's the magic in it. And it's a wonderful place to be in, and it's a wonderful experience, and you have to kind of pay attention. And so I was talking to a friend because I've had like all these things churning and drawing my attention, and they're like, oh hey, this and oh hey that, and like I know I'm in a place of like creation energy, like I have access to it. I feel it. I see it. I like ask for something and it's there pretty quickly. And also, like, what do I want to do with it? So one answer is I don't have to do anything. That's the truth. I don't have to pick something. I could just enjoy where I am. But also, I'm uh I'm interested in utilizing. I'm interested in utilizing right now. I'm a Taurus. Uranus just came out of Taurus. It was in Taurus for the last 8 years. That was some heavy and wild shit. And now I'm at a place where I'm like, okay, I feel like functional. I feel like I can actually do something and like I want to. I want to. But what, right? What? Okay. So I'm finally going to finish this sentence. I was on the phone with a friend yesterday, and we were in this conversation, and she's Kim. She's the one that taught Live in Your Vision with me 2 years ago. Love her. Love that journey. It was amazing. And she was talking about in her experience, she gets like beckoned to things by people outside of her. Um, so she wouldn't necessarily go choose to do these things that create a lot of change and, temporary friction and things like that. For example, teaching. Like she never wanted to teach. And then all of her teachers were like, when are you going to start teaching? So that kind of thing like continues to happen to her. She keeps being called forward and called up, and then she just kind of goes and does the thing and then finds oftentimes that was an incredible thing to do for me. And so that's like her, I asked her, that's like her normal experience when she's called forward in her life. For me, mine comes from inside. So I usually like get a very specific go do this from inside of me, and there is nothing stopping me. When I found polarity therapy, I just heard what it was. It's a long story, but I just like found a book about it and I was like, I got to go do this. And I went and did it. And that changed my whole life. Same with building a business. Like that was my call. It hasn't developed yet into what I imagine, and that's still part of what's changing. Um, but like that's in me. It's coming from inside, and I'm like going and doing it. So that's usually how I experience those things. And when that's not happening, I am in confusion. So in this conversation with her, and I was talking about manifestation, and like I do care about creation. I do care about like us being aware of and then getting to choose like what we're creating in the world. I do care about that. I don't love the word manifestation when words get overused and whatever, they just feel very saturated to me. So I have started to shift a little to seed of the sorceress or seed of sorcery. Haven't fully claimed it, obviously, because I haven't even decided which version of the word I want to use. But um like I do love that. But what I was sharing with her is what I like always want is a place where we collective people can be wild. And wild to me means like the thing I always have cared about is I love the challenge of like default thinking. Like whatever we're doing by default, I love when that gets challenged. It doesn't mean it's right or wrong or we change it or whatever, but like bring the friction to it and like see if it still stands. Question it, see if it still seems true. Try something else and see if that default thing, like if that's still like the place you want to keep going. So I love that. And to me, that is like how to be wild. Like and it can be in these small ways that we've already talked about over and over again. But it can also be in these big ways. And I told her I see myself like at a festival. Like I would love to be at a festival where like everybody's on drugs. I don't need to be on drugs, but everybody's on drugs and they're just doing their own thing and they're like dancing and whatever. And like I want to be in that space and I can just like do whatever because everybody's weird, everybody's wild, everybody's like not in their normal cage or program or default or whatever. And manifestation is like that to me. Like it's breaking out of the old to create something new. And I've said this before, um, like, I do not believe you have to be high vibe to manifest because we are manifesting all the time. You are manifesting right now, even if you're sad, even if you're depressed, even if you're whatever, like you are manifesting. But what happens is when you find yourself manifesting something new, that innately dissolves like something that used to be stuck. And now you are more high vibe than you were because you've broken down an old structure. And that comes with new energy, and that comes with new circulation, and that comes with more movement. So to just bring in more movement, bring in more circulation. And yes, there are things I want business wise, and yes, there are things that I want body wise, and I don't even know what they are right now. But this wild piece. So I had some thoughts about it, and I'm going to share it with you. But I also want to speak a little bit about the energy of summer because I was talking to her about this as well. And I relate the elements to the seasons. Spring is air, summer is fire, fall is water, and winter is earth. You don't have to know what that means. But when I think about summer, when I was thinking about summer before I was talking to her, I was like, okay, well, I know the spring is when things are blooming, they're coming to life, but then summer is like it's kind of done. Like what is like what do you do in the summer that isn't just like, okay, like wait it out or enjoy the enjoy the heat. Um, and so she reminded me that it's about work and it's about tending to. So, like, yes, the things are alive. Now, what do you need to do? Do you need to build a fence around the tree to protect it from animals getting eaten? Do you need to weed the garden? Do you need to whatever? So, it's like doing the work. So, I'm very excited that we are a few days from the solstice. And I'm going to dedicate, this is my dedication to you and me. I'm going to dedicate the summertime to my actions. And I invite you to do it too. I'm going to create an action pyramid for myself. And I'm going to get a poster board. I love a poster board. And I'm going to have, because I want it big. And I might make a couple versions of it and have it maybe a couple places in the house. Probably just one is fine, actually. Um, because I want it visible and I also want it like editable easily. Like I want to be able to walk by and be like, oh yeah, this, or oh yeah, this, or let me cross that out, or let me add this. To create that, I was like, let me go back and explore what do I want? What have I been saying that I want? Because I have said so many things through these last 2 months of things I want, things I don't want, how I feel, how I want to feel, what supports me, all that stuff. And the thing about having a manifestation coach like me on your team is that I get to hear you and I can tell you what you're saying because we forget ourselves. Like, when somebody tells you who they are, listen to them. Like when you tell yourself what you want, listen to you. But we forget, and I've been listening to this podcast. Oh, this two 20-year-old ladies and one is like one is the host, the other is like going on all these dates, and she's saying, I want this. And then every action she does is in direct opposition to what she says she wants. And then she's confused. So, like I have that skill. We probably all do. I'm definitely tuned to it, particularly because of the manifestation work I do with people. Um, like I can easily tell you, you're saying you want this and you're doing this. Like they're a mismatch. That's why this isn't happening. Um, but for myself, I have to get creative because I'm, not listening to myself in the same way. I'm like every other person who doesn't hear themselves talk. So I went back this morning and took all of my YouTubes from this journey so far for the last 2 months, and I uploaded them into Notebook LM, which is a Google note organizing AI. And I was like, what have I said that I want? How have I said I want to feel? And what have I said I don't want? And so I want to talk about a little bit of those with you. And also, what have I said supports me? And it was interesting to look back at it because, some of the things now, and this is important, like some of the things now I'm like, yeah, that's not it. Like there's something inside of that that's more important. So I also asked, what manifestations have I had? Because that's another thing we tend to forget. And I was also reminded of celebrating. So yes, gratitude is great, but people do gratitude like, I'm grateful for the flowers blooming. I am grateful for my dog. I'm grateful for, they're like looking around. Oh yeah, I'm grateful for my essential oils, like that's the way people do gratitude. So beyond gratitude, celebrate. So when I get off here, I'm going to celebrate these things because I haven't really. And celebration is another version. So I talk about signaling safety. Um, and that is to create more capacity in your nervous system. It does the same thing as celebrating. Like you are taking a moment and you're shaking up the energy in it to relieve the tension and be like, I'm available for more than this. So I'm going to get off and celebrate afterwards. I'm going to do a little, dance around my living room and be like, oh my God, look what I did. Look what I got. Do, 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 do. All right. So what have I already manifested in this time? So this was before we started, but a remote job that pays better than any previous job. So I am more stable. I have the opportunity to like have this space to be playful and creative and do these videos with you and have time for them and make sure all my shit's paid. So that one's a big deal. Time freedom. So working those or 4 10-hour shifts. So I have 3 days open per week. I got the $19,000 influx of money to pay off my car. So again, that's like a $500 a month raise that I received, which I'm now putting toward paying off my credit cards, which is just going to be another celebration. That's going to happen really soon. And um, I also did the calculations. If I had kept paying my car at the rate that I had it for as long as I had left, like if I kept it that whole time and paid the whole loan, it would have been $28,000. So that's, a big deal. That's an awesome manifestation. So reaching now I'm close to I might be over 200 YouTube subscribers now. And again, starting from like something in the double digits. My books I already had created, but those are definitely a manifestation. So the journal that I've been talking about and 5 steps to ecstatic manifestation. And over 100,000 views on YouTube. So that's all pretty rocking. And I don't want to like let that fall by the wayside. So things that I've said that I want. Now, I'm just thinking how much time I want to spend on these. I want to like mention them and then speak to like what's underlying. So things I've said I want include tripling my current income, being on a retainer for high level business manifestation coaches to like help them with their programs, launching Seat of the Sorceress, a rolling 6 to 12 week course taught live in person and online, selling 10,000 copies of my journal and giving away 7,000 manifestation booklets, strategic investments in the stock market and potentially community-based real estate co-ops, hiring a financial team, bookkeeper, accountant, financial advisor, 2026 orange Honda Passport with ceramic finish and manufacturer provided extended warranty, Daily kitchen cleaning service while I walk the dog, twice weekly deep cleaning of floors and bathrooms, and a bi-monthly car detail, weekly rotation of professional body work, polarity, massage, reflex, lymphatic, visceral manipulation, an office space with a crafty area for creative projects. So these are some specific things that I've said that I want. And some of them hold true, but really the concrete things in them are not totally it. For money, again, I just had an up level. So I'm deeply appreciating my up level, and I feel like I haven't had to scrunch for anything. So I like that. I like that I can live in my daily life. I can, and I sent a gift yesterday, or it was received yesterday, but to my mom. Um, and I love that. I've said this before, I am a very generous person naturally. So when I feel like I have, I love to give. I love, love, love to give. And giving her something, just sending her something for no particular, um, I mean, there was a reason I sent it, but there wasn't like, it wasn't a birthday, it wasn't a holiday. It was just like, I want you to have this. And she's a good receiver too, so that helps. She was very grateful, and it was like something she'd been thinking about getting for herself. And just like that open flow of energy. Like, I love that. I love like the non-transactional, like, I can give this to you. It does not hinder me at all. It doesn't, bring up any lack in me. And then when you receive it, it like amplifies the um what word am I looking for? It like amplifies the feeling of prosperity across the board. Like that's the kind of giving and receiving that's just so great. Like I give to you because I have it and I feel generous and I don't feel any lack from it. And then you receive it so well, like that generosity multiplies. And now it just feels like I mean, I think I'm just repeating myself, but it just feels like we're in this beautiful circulation. And I love that. I love that feeling. So that feels really good. So I want to keep doing that with like money stuff, but also like really ultimately just having the option of like, yeah, I could hire a private jet. Yeah, I could, have somebody go do these tasks for me. Like I've shared this before, like I've been getting groceries delivered. Not all of them. Like I still go to the store a little bit, but I've been getting them delivered and I'm like, oh my God, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I don't have to go to Costco. I don't have to park. I don't have to do deep breathing in the parking lot because I'm about to go in the store. I don't have to get frustrated going around a blind corner and like, somebody's right there and like, oops. And what I do is like, I put items in my cart on Instacart. Like I'm at home and non-sponsored. I put items in my cart on my phone as they come up for, in my mind, like, oh yeah, it'd be nice to have that, be nice to have that. And then when I get to a point, which is like a week later or 2 weeks later sometimes, where I'm actually ready for those items, then I order them and they're already there. And I also can go through and like filter out like, no, I actually don't want that. That was a spur of the moment idea. Um, so I love it. But like more of that in my life. Like, oh my gosh, could you go buy me the perfect dress for this occasion or something like that? I don't know that I want like a full-time assistant, but so I think part of that is also knowing the right people to do things. Like something like Instacart, there's already an app set up. Um, but yeah, having like specialists, like getting to know specialists who know how to do specific things. And that can expand as my specific desires expand. Um, so yeah, like again, I'm in like a new level with money and I'm appreciating it deeply. And I also can see like a couple levels above that where I'm like, oh yeah, where I really am not restricted. Like I really can just go do this thing without having to put a lot of thought into it. And that's coming. Like I don't feel any like pressure around that. So I love it. And while that may include a specific dollar amount, I'm not attached to a dollar amount. I know any dollar amount we get to, we adjust to, and then we can always, accept more. So I like that. And again, I like how I feel now. I'm not in a rush. I feel like it is coming, and I feel like I'm doing things to support it in coming. So that all feels lovely. As far as work, I still don't know what form I want my work to come in. And I think the thing I'm going to get to in this call with you, I'm going to talk to you about, is going to be part of exploring that. So I'm not feeling a lot of pressure in that way. The self-care, yes. That should be going on my pyramid. And okay, and then what do I want to feel? Spacious focus, which is indicated by deep breathing, expanded meridians, upregulated prefrontal cortex, feeling lit up, proprioception, specific emotional targets, unconditionality, playfulness and giddiness, prosperity and generosity, power. I also talked about being attracted to myself. This didn't capture all of them. Um, I want to feel sexy. I said powerful, and there's like I want to feel power there, and I want to feel in my body, I want to feel power as well. Breathing easily. I have, quite frankly, very large breasts. And so when I'm sitting, like it creates a crunch around my diaphragm. So I don't know that I easily get out of breath, but it's easy for me to get to a point of like noticing I am not breathing as well as I could be. So breath. So maybe that means smaller breaths. I mean, possibly, but I think more just like focusing on my diaphragm. So things I don't want. Survival body, tedium, conditional presence, scarcity and victim looping, inefficient management, invisible safety. And there was something else I was thinking about earlier, but it'll come back. Let's see. Survival body, tedium. Oh, right. It was managing the same tasks over and over again. Okay. Now, let's come back to there's also like what supports me. I don't need to go through that again. And I will come back when I've kind of built out my pyramid. But the thing I want to go back to is the part about wildness. So, what I was imagining when I was talking to my friend yesterday about wildness and wanting to be wild is one, because some of this is like body related. I do want like a body related version. And then I also want a just identity related version. So the body related version, okay, let me give you the umbrella. It is basically noticing my edges, which I've already been doing. You've been here for it. And doing things that touch those edges, rub those edges, break those edges down, um, whatever those things are. And while I have been living an active internal world for, I mean, ever, but also during this journey, my external world has changed a little. It's changed a little. My identity world has changed a little. And I really am ready to challenge those places. And that is really interesting to me. And what the other part of what I was sharing with my friend about the wildness is, I mean, I believe we're here in this life. I mean, I love the quote, I'm going to butcher it, from Kurt Vonnegut. And he says, life is a garden, not a road. We enter and exit through the same gate. Wandering what we notice matters more than where we end up. And that's what I think life is about. I think it's about exploring all the nooks and crannies, all the different parts of ourselves. I have never been a person who's bought into like, this is the path. You graduate high school. You should know exactly what you want to do for the next 4 years and then for the rest of your life. You should be married by the age of 26, or now it's changed to 35. Um, like all of that is cool if that's what you want. I don't buy into that though. I don't think that's the way. I think it's a way. We have had a lot of traditional structures that have told us it's the best way. And so a lot of people believed that for a long time, or they wanted to stay connected to the, uh, maybe not global tribe, but the tribe of their country, and what everybody else was telling them. So they're like, all right, well, let's just do that. But I don't think that's it. And for my personal soul on the planet, it's not it. And I am an explorer. And one of my challenges has been like, what do I want to explore? I'm like, yeah, travel. And like, I do like travel, but I mean, it's not it. It's not the thing. Um, and I have no problem like going and getting more education or going and, trying this or trying that or doing this thing or doing that thing. But none of them felt like it. And this is part of the like desire for playfulness, like catching myself looking for it instead of just being in the play, instead of just being in the exploration, instead of just letting it be a garden. And like maybe I get honed in on one little bee for a while. And I'm like, oh my God, look at that fucker go. It's so cute. Look at the little bee. And then I go over and I'm like, oh my God, look at the beautiful hyacinth. Oh, it's so pretty. To me, that's life. And I was mentally trying to connect with external things to find like what I wanted to go explore first. I'm like, no, 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 no. Here's it right now for me. Internal. What internal things do I want to challenge? So this looks like in my action, pyramid that I'm going to create and my dedication over the summer is again a body related thing. So 1 week at a time, I'm going to decide on a body related thing that challenges me and an ego related thing that challenges me. And it can be anything that takes me beyond my norm. So some weeks that might be something intense, and some weeks that might be something more gentle. Like I haven't been getting regular massage. It might be that I go get a massage as like the body related thing. It might be that I start working on being able to do 90-second planks for a week. Like it could be whatever for the body related. And then for the ego related, kind of the same, but like getting to be really broad and exploratory. Like I just am very excited about that. Some of the ideas I've come up with. So one, probably be my first one, is I have been wanting to shave my head. I have thought about it for years, like a decade, I don't know, a long time. And it is not any kind of statement of anything. And that's why I haven't done it because people like interpret it as some kind of statement. It's just because internally that feels like what my scalp and body are asking for. Like my scalp is like tired. My hair is heavy. I have thick hair. And I just want to fucking shave it. And it's about to be summer. I'm not going to need the protection of warm hair. I'm living in a place where I barely come across people who know me. Like a couple people at the dog park now I see regularly, but like I don't need to like worry about somebody's um opinion about it in person. And those are things that have, stopped me. So that's probably going to be the first one. And it's probably going to happen on the solstice. I even had a dream about it last night. And I kind of can't wait. I kind of can't wait. So that's going to be definitely challenging me at an identity level. I might use my archetype cards. So I was thinking one of the archetypes is a miser. And I was like, well, what if for 1 week, again, these are for 1 week at a time. What if for 1 week I make myself stick to a strict budget? Because I don't do that. And it's not because this is the right way or this is how it should be or whatever. It's about challenging the things that I naturally do, my defaults, who I say I am, who I think I am, what I think I'm capable of. And doing that for 1 week is like nothing. It's like it's a fucking week. But it's not something that I do, and it's something that I tell people not to do actually when I'm teaching my money related things. So I'm like, what if I just did that? And if you know yoga terms at all, there's the word tapas, which it's the same spelling as the small plates in Spanish, but it's not the same thing. And tapas means creating friction. So you have to have friction to create something new. Hmm, hmm, hmm. Yeah, yeah, yep. And people interpret tapas as like in yoga, they interpret it as like heat. So like building more heat, doing the more power yoga style stuff to create friction. But that's not actually the entirety of what it means. It really means going against the norm. So like if you're used to, we're going to use yoga as an example, if you're used to the power yoga, slowing down. Like it's challenging for that person who wants like that muscle, heavy, like one breath per movement, quick, fiery motion. It's challenging for that person to like maybe do a yin class or maybe do a restorative class. So for them, that would be tapas. So it's like creating that friction. So that's what I'm doing here for this summer is I'm engaging in tapas. I'm creating friction, challenging my identity, and I'm going to see what comes of it. And I'm actually quite fucking excited about it. And I'm going to keep you updated.